John raiding just as the ad break's about to start. Welcome, Raiders. It's all good. We just run an ad break at the very start of the stream so that we don't have pre-rolls, which is like running right now. And hello, happy Friday, everybody. How's it going? We are back with some Factorio Space Age. Hopefully, our final session. No, it is going to be our final session on this one, folks. We are going to get there once and for all to the edge of the solar system. We did have some bigs and bombs in the chat while we were getting started there. Good morning, Callus. Good morning, Mate Weasel. How's it going? It's afternoon. It's the evening. It's the end of the day. What am I saying good morning for? It's going to be one of those nights, folks. And of course, we had John Megacycle and all of his wonderful raiders. Thank you for the raid, John. I appreciate that. I myself also lost track of time, so we are a little bit late here. I have spent the afternoon watching John streaming some Captain Industry, which has been fabulous as always. But folks, we're gonna try and get to the edge of the solar system today. We're probably gonna do a bit of a base tour and revisit all of the different parts of the world again one last time, and I'm just gonna give up on quality, let's be perfectly honest. So considering that I'm running late and that countdown, you know, it's still got a minute and a half on it, let's get into it. Let's kill the background music because this game has enough sounds on its own. I'm giving up on quality. Quality is a future district problem. It's just, I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. I've tried the upscaling thing. I seem to get a little bit, but you know, it's not enough to have excess. So I'm clearly doing something wrong, and I need to go and watch a YouTube tutorial that tells me how to do it properly. Because apparently I can't work it out for myself. So with that, let's move on. I mean, that's all there is to say on that one. Our Space Runner, Deep Space Runner. So apparently we failed last time because we ran out of rockets, which is a little bit worrying. So changes I've made are I've added more inserters just so there's more inserters for buffer. I don't know how chaining works. Like, does it only insert when it's empty? Like, if I put a lower tier inserter, will it insert more or what? I am a little bit worried though that it's this chain here. Our double red inserter to get close enough to this one. There is another option there in that we use a full inserter into a belt into another inserter and move all the rockets forward one. I think we probably can't do that actually, because that's going to block that guy, isn't it? Maybe if I move them forward and across one I could, and then the others can just move forward one. So that is the other option, because that way we'll get 12 and we'll get almost 3 transfers a second, which we'll never get 3 transfers a second, versus the 4 times 2. Let's do that. I think I feel safer doing that. Okay, let's move some things. I'm worried that that's gonna get... If we put that there, does that... Yeah, see, that does that. And I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm gonna move it across one. Can we... Yeah, let's remove. And that way we'll get rid of... Nope. I need these to... Sir, kindly stop. Okay. And then if we put this guy here... And then we'll move... these guys up a block. And these guys up a block. Whoop. Okay. And then we can do... I need this to be programmed to only filter rockets. Okay. Okay, so it still only uses 1 inserter. Okay, so we don't have to have all the overkills. I might leave the 2 there. I don't... Honestly, because we're in space here, I'm not sure. I can't put down a chest, right? I can't put down a chest there. And you would think if something's sitting on the surface and it's not tied down, it would fly off while we're moving. And it does look like it's putting on... Yeah, no chests in space, unfortunately. It does look like it is putting it on the inserter. Yeah. So honestly, I'm not sure. But But this allows me to transfer significantly more rockets than the 2 red-handed inserters do. And I mean, you saw how quickly those all fully stocked, and they hold 12 each, right? So I think this is going to be okay. I think this is going to be okay. I did also consider putting some more rockets here instead of so many turrets, because we are a little bit limited on our rockets, but the rockets do cover a large area, right? It's just if we get overrun, maybe it would make sense to have some more rocket launchers. I mean, this is the thing. We can try multiple, like this. We're not going to try just once. If we need to try and fail and try again, that's fine. John, you go eat. You go eat. Don't worry about us. I appreciate the raid. Thank you so much, raiders. And yeah, you get to get some rest, my dude. You've been streaming for like 9 hours. It's so many hours. I need naps after 9 hours of streaming. Naps. Okay. So we've got that. Also, I changed this back to an ice and calcite. It was ice only, and we were. Why is the? Oh, look at you. Oh, I never even thought about that. I probably need to filter these to be 1 per output. See, it's amazing how you realize just little efficiencies that you could come up with as you experiment with stuff, right? This one's sulfur. This one's carbon. Naps the best. Naps the best, JC. Don't you piffed me with your lack of naps. How you doing, brother? Happiest of whatever day of the week it is. Okay. Friday. It's Friday. I worked that out eventually. We got there. But yes, this was set to ice only and not calcite, which is one of the reasons we weren't getting enough calcite to make fuel. Anyway, so I fixed that. I switched that back to the double dealio. I have increased our limits of ammo and rockets. Set that up to 2,000. We're still crafted. I even set these guys up to 500 just in case. I think we need to make a move though, because we're not collecting any resources here. And I looked into the throttling thing that people were talking about. So the way this works, my understanding, use a decision combinator, which outputs a static 1 to be, you know, whatever symbol it is you're searching for. And then you output, it's a little hard to see there, but if you look here, see there's a green line from the output to the input. So the green will output a constant signal of 1. And then if you add, so constant signal of 1, right? And if I add a second output of this flame, could be anything, but I went with the flame because, you know, we're talking about fuel here. And output the input count, it adds the 1 plus whatever is here, which in this case is 1 to start off with. And I set it to go up to 60 because there is 60 ticks in a second in Factorio. Unlike Minecraft where it's only 20 ticks. Also, yes, Friday the 13th, I have closed and locked all the windows downstairs just in case. Because you never know. Anyway, and so now I've got these pumps here, which are set to only run when the tick is above 40. So it should only run for 1/3 of every second. Last week, test back the first ship you made and made minor adjustment and didn't fail like the first time. Nice. Well, this is our third attempt. I'm hoping we're not going to fail this time. I think just fixing the rocket transfers is enough to fix our problem based on what happened last week. I think it's going to be enough. And also I think that adding the throttles to the fuel will also help. Oh, or you just hook up the pumps to the speed and say you can pump if speed is below X. Oh, I heard about that. Isn't that here? Read speed. Oh, okay. I see. Right. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, and I could do both, right? Like I could say, I could do... Oh no, I can't do and. Because if I say... Because it won't count up, will it? No. Yeah. Okay. Well, I didn't think about that. I went with the throttling method. We'll see if it works. It may or may not work. It'll be fine. No, we're not going to the Shadow Planet Captive. Got it. I appreciate the raid. Welcome. No, we're getting to the Solar Planet's Edge. That's about it. That is as far as we are going. I am not going to Shadow Planet in this playthrough. If we're going to the Shadow Planet, that requires some mega basing, and I don't want a mega base. Not on this playthrough. And you know, this is what? This is day 25? Day 25. I feel like that's a long enough playthrough. I've got other games I want to play on a Friday. But yeah, no, this is gonna be the final one, Captive. We're gonna do a bit of a planet tour and hopefully get our ship out to the edge of the solar system and get that sweet game completed, you win screen. Okay. I've been just cycling this around the inner planets. I've even been going out to Aquilo. But yeah, I've been cycling around just because you just get more resources that way. And that's been helping us with producing enough of a backlog of ammo. Okay, we're up to 2,000 of our bullets. We're only at 1,000 rockets. Yeah, I want to get up to... I would like to get up to 500 railgun, just in case. The range on the lasers is kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, compared to how close things are going to get for the turrets to kick in. Anyway, this will stop at Vulcanus for a second and then it moves on to the next one. It's just doing the loop at the moment. It's going like that. So it can keep collecting. Let's get off this planet. Let's get rid of all my stuff. Trash that. And travel to a space platform. Okay. Can I? Let's head on home. Man, 2 minutes of inactivity is a real long time, my dude. Maybe let's go with like 20 seconds? 20 seconds. Says the best. Just want to get enough rockets saved up so we can give it a crack. Okay, can we make that an ore? Lovely. I guess, yeah, we really do have the turrets pretty far back, eh? So even though everything's got coverage, I have left it a little bit late. I guess everything gets kind of disintegrated as soon as it gets in range. I'm not too worried. Yeah, it's fine. What? How is this? Oh yeah, clearer than a color. Yep. Drop to novice. Back on solid Earth. I mean, Narvis. Oh, what research is it running? This one. This one! Do I not have... I'm confused. Where is the... Why are you stuck? Who are you waiting on, and for what reason? You are currently going to Aquilo, but you're not going anywhere because you have no fuel. Because you have no water. Because the system's backed up again. I thought we fixed this. Oh, did we fix this on the other one, but not on this one? Yeah, we did, didn't we? We fixed this on here. Oh, well, that's just annoying. How do I do that? One moment while I try and work out what it is that I did to fix all the things. Okay, you're not doing anything. We did that. So that we could do we did the fancy inserter thing. And we linked these to here. And we did set filter. And we did read. Read. Set filter. And then the other thing we fixed was we removed. That's already been removed. Okay, so then why are we busted? What did we... Have we just been... I'm so confused how we jammed up. Oh, and now we have no power. Because there's no water in the reactors. That's... Oh, shit. Well, fiddlesticks, eh? I don't think it can. I don't think we can. Maybe we can still unjam it. We don't have power, but we do have... What? How's... How did I do that? I'm so confused. Oh, set filters. Set filters, not use filters. How I got this far in this game, I don't know. And this one does need to be on ice because we have the reactor. I could replace this reactor with the fusion reactor, but it's fine. Right? How are we gonna get enough power to make the water? This is terrible. Oh, there we go. There we go. There's water. Hey! There's enough water now. Power kicked back in. But we haven't got any fuel, which is a problem. So let's just pause traveling for right now. Can we pause thrust? Here in the middle of nowhere. Because these guys need to get some water happening. Yeah, we're still filling pipes. That's just if you're watching. I mean, yes and no. This rocket does require water to run though, because it's running on nuclear. Is it running on way more nuclear than it needs? Absolutely. But isn't that part of the fun? Hey, Cat. Happy Friday. Okay. Are we... Okay, so we're now full on... These are all now full. Now we just need our tanks to back up. Which is slow, but that's okay. What is the stop condition for this one? Just that we've got enough rockets on board, along with everything else. Okay. Well, apparently we're stopped at Gleba. We went backwards. That doesn't make sense to me. If I've if I've paused thrust, why does it go backwards? That seems really dumb. Okay, now we actually have some water in the buffer. Not a lot, a little. And the tanks are filling up. We'll give that just a little bit longer before we kick it off again. Yeah, but if I've hit pause thrust, I kind of just want to pause in space. Right? I don't want to go backwards. And yeah, I mean, technically I've stopped thrusting. I should continue to go forwards. Just, you know, at a constant speed. Because space is a vacuum. But, you know, let's not get into that detail. That is something I don't understand. Why they did it the way they did it. Okay, are we good to... I feel like we're good to make that run. Let's continue. We may regret this. We may immediately run out of fuel again. Is this not science and is bad for our science? And we need more science. And if this sheep ain't traveling, okay, so now we're going to run out of fuel. Also run out of water. The thrusters run based on how much fuel they've got access to, so yeah, they're getting slower and slower as we travel because they're running out of fuel. But as long as they don't run out of all the fuel, we should be okay. We're still traveling at a decent speed. That's just a waste of power. They're never going to break those. But they're not set to... Right, they just said to shoot at anything that comes near, just in case. Okay. And that is why, because of what was just going to happen there. Okay, hopefully that'll get us some science shortly. Yeah, as our green science goes bad again. Gosh darn it. What are you waiting on? I'm gonna take those two off the list there. I don't mind carrying the other two. Okay, so this should at least give us the science. I need another ship that does the running to the other planets, and this one I need one that just does the science. But I guess as part of it is going and getting the components so it can make the science. Like, I can't make the science without the holmium, right? So, speaking of which, is that? Yeah, okay. Oh, another full legendary. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Let's do that one more place. Okay, science is coming. Okay, so that was the... Come on, science. That is why we have these lasers, folks. Because otherwise there's nothing to protect us. Okay, other files are coming from the planet. And we should take off again. I hate waiting, folks. Come on, science. There we go. Let's go. What do you mean? Oh, and 20 seconds of inactivity. Let's go. Okay. Our fuel little is completely restocked. Probably should do something about throttling this here. I could do something here. Okay. How are we going here? Have we got enough? Okay, we've got enough rail guns. Explosives. That's still a bottleneck, but that's a crafting bottleneck, not a resource bottleneck by the looks of it. I mean, I think we've got about double what we had last time in terms of rockets as well. But I think it was genuinely that we didn't have enough throughput because of the red hand inserters. I wonder if I should change that here. I do not have space to change that there. We just have to trust that that's enough. Oh, you don't have programming. That means you don't either. Okay. Well, we're out at Aquilo. Will we try again? Try for the edge of the solar system another time. See if we got enough stockpiles in place. Okay, let's see how bad we are. Whoops, that I want to do. Oh, I have to go back here to save. I mean, fine. Next up, solar system edge. Okay, you guys have it. Attempt number 3. Now, our rocket seems to still be running a lot. There we go. That's better. Oh, is it? Maybe. I'm not paying any attention. Look at this, look at this, look at this! Oh, why did they fire on the big guy? They shouldn't fire on the huge ones, should they? The huge ones... they're immune to explosions. So take huge off your list, sir. You are only shooting at the big boys. That may have also been why we ran out of rockets. How are we going? 900. Did I not bring enough again? Wouldn't that be wild? We're not moving fast enough. The longer we are in space, the more ammo we're gonna need. 850. $750. We're not even halfway. Oh. We got hit in the back. Well, that was bad. Okay, okay. This is gonna hurt. That one's gonna... someone... anybody? Does anyone want to open fire on that guy? Oh, he's gonna go boom. Straight into the side. Oh... oh, mistakes. 500. Thankfully, we had enough to repair. No, we didn't. No, we didn't have enough. No! That's our... it's our railgun ammo. I'm so screwed. Railgun ammo is doing okay. Nope. Something else got whacked. There's stuff hitting us on the side, man. Oh, this one's coming straight for our rockets. No! Okay, game. You know what? We made it halfway there before we have serious structural damage. I don't think we're gonna make it. 300 rockets left. We have lost the ability to replenish our missiles and replenish our railguns. So once we're out of ammo, that's it. Down to 170 missiles. Oh man. And we're still not even close. Oh, I am gonna need the full 2000, aren't I? Alright, missile 5. That's it. We're out. We're out. 65,000 kilometers, folks. Nope. Straight through the front of us. There we go. Wipe out. Okay. Well then. Okay. So, things we learned. We absolutely need. Okay, so essentially we need some rockets and turret and guns like here, right? The problem with that is how the heck do I get the ammo out there? Oh, I have this little bit here. The lasers, I don't think the lasers, it's like even this one, there's not, this is gonna just run straight into the side of me. Oh, that does have a decent range. I guess they're just firing too much forward, that it couldn't protect the flank. But it does look like we have a gap here. So I could extract ammo. Yeah, okay. So let's try something. It doesn't need to be too crazy. I think that's the other thing to remember. Is we just need something to help like if we were to We're gonna have to hang on. Let's head back to Narvis where we've got all of our building supplies. Because we're gonna need materials. For the sake of not losing anything while we're in flight. And we made, what, 65,000 kilometers, and then we were out of rockets. In part because rockets couldn't be replenished, and because there were just so many rockets needed. So we will need to have at least 2,000 rockets, I think. We'll make some tweaks here. We're not coming close on the power usage, are we? Not really. Lasers are using up all the power though. Oh good, if you just do that it doesn't stop. Okay. Okay, so if we're gonna run a line, so I can run this line here. Not quite the same line on the other side. We'd have to do it there, wouldn't we? Can I do that? That's not, it's not gonna let me do that, is that? Not a chance. Okay, we are stopped at Narvis. Before it decides to go off on another trip. Order request? Yes. Okay, beautiful. So can I do... Does that work? Is the question. No. It's not connecting, so that doesn't work. Okay, so I'm gonna have to move. You have to go out of block. You have to go out of block. Then those connect. Same with all of this. And then I can just straight up do that. Okay, so that will... Okay, now, the next question is, how do I get... Can we move these... I put them there. And then I could do like that, right? And then that would let me do that. Which might get me there. In fact, it will if I remove that laser. Okay, so then we'll move these two. Down one, across one. And for you... Right there, and then we can do like that. Now, this isn't ideal, but I'm pretty sure if we do and we want to filter this to say just grab ammo first. Okay, so that's going to go on that side. But on this side, it's going to be the opposite, isn't it? Yes. Just to make it interesting. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to get rid of our lasers there. So I'm going to do... I'm going to say ammo... Oh. Ammo output on the right. See, now that one's an easy one because I can just do that. No, that doesn't work. Well, that doesn't work at all. Hold up. Do we... You know what? We get rid of all this. And we get rid of all this. Because we're going to have ammo going past here. So we can play it smarter. Right? This line can go past those inserters. Yeah. We'll do it that way. Maybe I could squeeze one in there. I can't. Okay, so we're gonna need... Nope. That's what we want. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then the opposite on the other side. That didn't work at all. I just made a mess. Would have been way more smart if they were both at the same side, but whatevskis. Okay, so now we can set up defenses down the side without necessarily having to worry so much. We just grab this for a second. I know I can't build there, but... something like that. And we probably don't have to have that too often, but if we have one at the very end, right, on both sides. Now, where's... So then maybe we do another one. I need these outputs to still work though. Maybe this one goes here. And then do I want to run another one at the very back? Because now we're definitely covered. We're pretty covered at the back there. Although I'm not entirely convinced. Like right at the back there. Okay. I have a problem filling in the edge there. Same on this side. Okay, cool. Okay, more inserts in the way. Okay, and then we'll... I don't know if there's any reason or need to double up these walls, but I will. Okay. Now, at this point, we should also make sure there's enough lasers to back these up. So this one doesn't have any. Neither does this one. So, we'll do a little quick squidgy squidge. The same coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll grab these guys and we'll just boom, 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 boom. This side, that's not as easy to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we only get the... two helpers there, but no, we can do the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, because I've got to come out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can go from there to there and squeeze another 2 in there. This is working, this is working. So then they've got sufficient backup. And then you already have a whole lot behind you. Maybe we'll just squeeze. We just rejig these. We'll do that. It's maybe not quite as much coverage on the north side, but like I said, these lasers got heaps of range, and it's mostly just to give this guy back up. If we get a big one coming on the side, too bad. I mean, it's just not meant to be. If we get to that point, it's just not meant to be. And we've got lasers at the bottom here, defending the back anyway. Yeah. Okay. Now I did remove turrets here, so let's maybe put back one there and put back one there. I can't squeeze one there. Okay. Okay. 650 is not enough. Oh, well, that's because we now have an absolute metric butt ton of rockets on the frickin' on belts, but those are for our side defenses. Okay, let's get moving so we can collect resources. Make sure our overflow is still all dump. Make sure I didn't break anything. Mamma mia. Now, also, did we cause a blind spot by moving these? We kind of... I think we're okay. I think we're still overlapping. It looks like it. I wish I could select this and this. I guess if I just zoom out a little bit, you can see the shot arc for that one overlaps the shot arc for this one. So I think we're okay, unless a huge asteroid comes in through this gap here. But even then, they'd have to squeeze in like right here, right? And now we have rocket coverage the full length. Oop. I'm gonna program these now. to only attack the smaller ones. Those ones I'll leave. Same for those ones. I mean, in theory, the missile launchers should cover all the bigger guys. But that'll happen out of range of the lasers anyway. Yeah. Okay, cool. I just can't make these rockets any faster. The only way we make this go fast is if we bring beacons to space. Which, I mean, technically we could. I just don't think we have the throughput to support that, though. I think we just got to be patient. We probably don't need to go out to Aquilo as part of our rotation here. I was going out here to get ice, but that was before I realized that this, or the calcite, sorry. It's before I realized that this wasn't. You turn around and go somewhere else. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Oh. Which ones did I copy? Right. So the rockets don't do any damage to the huge ones. Forgot about that. There's no point in any of them firing on huge ones. You ain't gonna do any damage. Save those rockets. Oh, it's nice to see science working again. You waiting for here? Oh. This cargo hauler does not need those. Don't get me wrong, some green belts and splitters and stuff would be nice for use on Aquilo, but it's not necessary. Just bring me the tungsten. I'll just keep on moving. Need more of that space science, dang it. Okay. How are we going? 741. Okay, this is also going to save us some rockets because we're not going to do circles around. Okay, so probably what we want... Oh, hi, Savos. So probably what we're going to want is at least 2,500 rockets so that we don't have the same problem again. I think that feels reasonable, right? 2,500 rockets. I don't actually have a lot of gun coverage across the front with because of all the pushback for the turrets are here, so they don't start shooting until things like right on our faces. It's fine at the moment, but I can see how it could cause problems. Oh, that's still clipping? Oh, interesting. I wonder if it just means it can't fire at that very far edge, or if it's going to do damage to the turret when it shoots. I guess we'll find out, eh? Okay, 869. Okay, we'll let that run for a little bit. In the meantime, I feel like finishing up our wall. Yeah, they don't have fuel. Yeah, what ifs. Yeah, we can make that work. You go that way, you go that way. You, sir. Do that. And then same over here. Although they're gonna try and come across here, aren't they? Hmm. Do something there. Okay, that should be good. I already missed the spot. This little one up here. Oh, that still covers everything. Apparently can't rotate a tree, folks. Tree don't want to be no rotated. Funny about that. Alright, how about you? No, you are part of the network. No reason why you wouldn't get built. Okay. Before I put the artillery here, I want to get this one done. And same here. I do want that close range ammo in place. Just in case the natives get a little bit spicy. Yeah. Where are we at? 1.1. I'm using a lot of ammo though. So, I mean, we've got we're getting close to the rockets, but we're using up all of our ammo. Get up science and moving on. I have 1,000 rocket buffer on this guy. Dang. It's a bit of a waste, eh? Because that's real resources. Oh man, 700. We're even lower on ammo. Are we not crafting it? We're not keeping up. Why are we not keeping up? We just don't make enough iron? We just ain't making enough iron. It's going as fast as its little legs can take it. Because those that doesn't help that it's a... Oh no, it's 1-to-1, isn't it? Hey, Squishy. I just don't think there's anything I can do about this. Other than somehow make this faster. I mean, I do have room for one, two. I probably have room to put one beacon there. Or swap out the productivity for speed. I don't understand why these undergrounds are here. Don't know why those undergrounds were there. Okay, how close are we to... You're all sorted. You're all sorted. Okay. Anybody bring us fuel? Oh, these guys. These guys are the ones trying. They're going to the closest charging station. They tried to cut straight through. It ended badly when they ran out of power about here. Okay. I thought they'd made it smarter. You know? So that they'd stay in range of charges and stuff. Do I have to turn that on? Because clearly they didn't follow the path of the charges. I want to put forward an argument that bots shouldn't be able to go further away from a charger than they can get back to with their battery. At least their path should keep that as a consideration. You know, if there's absolutely no way for a path to be routed staying within range of a charger, then okay, path there. But like even here, they're going to cut across here rather than going up and then across. See, he ran out of power there. That's not very far, my dude. So hop up to here, charge, hop up to here, charge, then cut across. Is that how terrible the battery is? Man, I really need better quality batteries. Yeah, they are. They're empty. And it's going to run out of power, cut back across. Nope. Okay, I think we're good up here. I can start placing down. Yeah. I can put down the artillery here now. Okay, now you got ammo. Okay, I can start placing it here too. We'll do that. That should be ample. Okay, so we're not getting positive on our ammo. We're almost there with our rockets. I'm worried we'll run out of ammo. Hey, Tariff. How's it going? Happy Friday. I wonder if I should replace these with just all speed upgrades. Because they do have some built-in productivity. We're not going to get the extra bonus, but... How did I get my rubber in all the Mod 9? As in the yellow rubber for Greg Tech? I just smelted slime. Because I had slime essence. So, and I got a lot of it. So I just smelt the slime. It's the quickest way to make it that I found. Because I don't think you can... I don't think there's any other infinite resource other than cutting down the trees, right? But yeah, I'm pretty sure. Just double check the recipe. If you smelt slime, does it turn into the rubber that you want? Because if it is, then yeah, that's the one I'm using. Because yeah, we had slime essence, so. Although, I logged in today to find out that I've run out of wood essence, so that's a problem. So that's probably the first thing I'm going to fix tomorrow. I didn't get that far today. But that's what tomorrow's stream's about. Fixing bottlenecks. Okay, is this... Okay, we got our 2,000 rockets, or just shy. Now we just need to fix up our lack of ammunition. Oh yeah, this will replenish pretty quick. And then we'll try again, number 4. Collecting more research. Oh, they're opening fire. Let's say we don't have a lot of ammunition, unfortunately. But we'll start pushing him back anyway. Oh, wow, yeah, I'm glad I didn't hook this one up until after. It's gonna attack that big one as well, isn't it? That could be a little interesting. Can't reach that one at least. But it's, yeah, it's gonna. These peeps gonna get mad. Yeah, I think we can go back to normal. Normal research after that. You haven't done any of those. And we haven't done any of that one. Put them on the list. Have you guys started shooting yet? No. Not even close. Ooh. Why are you moving so slow? I love how the worms get absolutely demolished when they're hit by the artillery. Woo! Did you already attack? I guess you already attacked. Oh, these guys are gonna get mad. They got nowhere to go. Suckers! Okay. You're on your way home? How are we going over here now? 560, okay. We're replenishing, we're replenishing. Makes you want to set this limit even higher. I'll leave those at 500. I think we were fine there. Also because they don't stack very high, right? Comparatively. Because at least these are only 10s, whereas at least these are 100s, right? Are my lasers 180? Oh, stacks with ammo bonuses. Oh, that's flamethrower, sorry. Damage is 510. Right, 16,000 for the next tier of laser damage. Okay. Sure, one laser, because of course I am. Thinking of ways to help lower the impact of the ammo requirements, and if we can squeeze in a few more lasers. Then that's about all we can do, eh? Okay. Looks like we've already cleared out most of the enemy on that edge. This side is going to have way more enemies though. But I guess we got to wait for the ammo to be crafted. Seems to be my current bottleneck. And that's mostly because we don't have any tungsten plate left. Oh, I picked up a laser from somewhere. Okay, game. Yeah, I picked up 10 lasers from somewhere. Okay. Our ammo continues to go up even while we're moving. Obviously, we're going to use more ammo. Oh, no, we've started the barrage. There's a lot in range here. Like a lot. Like a lot. There are some big bases on this side of the map that really haven't worried us because, you know, this has all been forest, right? So our pollution only covers this small area in the middle. I turn off all that. Yeah, you can see we really did manage to keep our pollution pretty under wraps. Although I will say most of the base is asleep because it's only making science and we're not using that much science. I've been watching some videos on mega basing, essentially. How to create repeatable, tileable, efficient, like optimized layouts for all your sciences and yada yada yada. It's very interesting. But I don't think we're gonna do that in this playthrough. I've had my fix of Factorio. At least for now. That's not to say we won't come back to it, but there's a couple of other games, like I said, that I wanna play, and if we can get that game, what is it? It's not a game over screen. It's like a, you know, the stat screen you used to get at the end when you launched your first rocket. I want to get that, and I believe that is waiting for us here. The end, or rather, a new beginning. Okay, do we try another run? We've got 900 ammo, 2,500 rockets. That's over double what we had last time. Our thruster fuel is full, so our throttling seems to be working pretty well. I reckon we give it another crack. Because the next stop after Gleba is Aquilo, so... Well, it's not, actually. At Aquilo. Hello, Heavy Navy. Sorry, there's a frog in the throat there. It goes well. I am firing artillery at my enemies. I am burning the corpses. And I am attempting to fly to the edge of the solar system. Again. The last couple of attempts were less than successful. Coming to the positive check. Anna, hydrate. Appreciate the reminder, Heavy Navy. Oh, thank you. Oh. Does that mean you're all off work for the day? Finally home and able to put your feet up and assume the shrimp position? I sure hope so. Basically, yes, that's what we're going for. Wipe the enemy off the face of the planet. Okay, looks like that top edge is done. Firing artillery right into the heart of their base. Creepy crawlies. Okay. Okay, let's try again, folks. Yeah, we're back over 1,000 ammo, so I'm confident that we'll maybe have enough. Maybe, he says confidently. Maybe. Yep. No, I approve and appreciate. As long as it's not on our ship here. You know what? I feel like we need just 1 or 2 more rockets. We're gonna see if we can do a quick surgery here. Okay, so let's pause thrust. How many rocket launchers do I have? I have 0 rocket launchers. Never mind. I was thinking of trying to squeeze another one in here. Yeah, okay. Let's save it. Try again. Save game. Head to the solar system edge, folks. Cross your fingers and toes. Let's see how we go this time. $10,000. We use about 100 rockets. Damages on Navis. We use 200 rockets. We're 20,000 kilometers. No Jorovine initiative. Space tentacles. No, they didn't put any enemies in space. Surprisingly, none of the other inhabitants are can travel between planets. Which is an interesting thought. Like, I'm surprised that they did that. Let's see. Okay, we're coming up to 30,000. We're down to 1,700 rockets. Make of the dev ideas. I actually don't know what they're working on now. Like, I don't know if they're still working on, like, balancing the update. I mean, it's been out since August, right? It's been out for almost a year. It took us a little while to get to it, and then when we got to it, it's taken us a little while to finish. But in fairness, like, we do still only play on the weekend. We're at 35,000k. Down to 1,600 rockets. We're still keeping up with the ammunition. 1,400 rockets. Okay, we're coming up to our halfway mark and we have used half of our rockets. We're down to 1,300. We're still sitting okay at 500 artillery. I wonder if it would be worth turning the artillery onto the large rockets, the large stuff in front of us, right? Like these ones could do bigs as well because they do enough damage. Just the question is, would that slow down our rate of missile consumption while still keeping up with oh, it didn't work. Big metallic, big carbonic, big, and big. There we go. Let's see if that helps. Because we're down to 800 rockets and we're only at 70,000 kilometers. I won't change the side railguns there. I think their focus should still just be the big guys. Obviously going through way more railgun ammo. I mean, we've used 70 now since we turned that on. We're coming up to 80,000. We're gonna make it, folks! 80,000. I mean, there's a lot going on in front of us. It's just still a possibility that it all goes ass up. 500 rockets left, 400 artillery, 400 railguns. Well, we did lose one of our rockets on the front. One of our rockets got hit, and we do not have a replacement on board. We're at 91,000. $350 rockets, 370 railguns. 95,000 kilometers. I think we're gonna make it. Give us that end game screen, folks. $98,000. 99,000. 100,000, we did it! I mean, that only took us 164 hours. Juice. Congratulations, you have beaten the game by dispatching an interstellar space platform. You can continue playing this level as long as you like. Although you have won, there's still a lot to accomplish. Grow your factory, research infinite technologies, optimize production, and unlock more achievements. Thank you for playing the Factorio team. We are going to continue here, folks. We're not gonna call it quite there. Oh, we get to name a planet or our solar system. I forgot about that. Thank you for playing Space Age. Now you can upload a snapshot of your game to Factorio.com. This will contain a map of your planets and platforms, including recipe icons, tags, and station names, production, kills, and energy statistics, map seed, player count, and mods. You can also choose to re-upload your game later from the game menu. Okay, we'll override the previous one. Oh, okay. So you can upload. So each player gets one upload. How does it record it? I appreciate that, Navy. And thank you, Calix. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Squishy. GG's all round. No, don't turn around. Pause. Stop. I can't. Oh, hang on. I'm already 10,000 kilometers away. Turn around. Go back. Like, we don't have the... We don't have... This is going to end badly. we don't have the ammo and stuff for this. 300. We're out of rockets. Maybe the flight home is safer? It's not. It's gonna tear this ship apart. 280. There's not a chance. Why are you not running? Oh, you don't have explosives. Ooh, nope. That went straight into our artillery. This ship ain't getting back in one piece, folks. I just wanted it to chill out at the edge of the solar system. Oh, it was still uploading the stuff. I couldn't do anything while it was doing the upload for the first time. It is very annoying. It had already well and truly turned around by the time. Yeah, now we're out of. Actually, it'll have an autosave, won't it? Stopped. Okay, cool. Stop. Pause. Stay here. Is the ship truly strong enough if it cannot return? No, it wasn't. It's not strong enough. It can't return. I've overridden the save down though. It can sit out here for a hot minute now. And just replenish its supplies. I hope. We'll see, eh? It was a one-way trip. That's right. We're not even going to try going deeper, folks. As funny as that would be. Get off my lawn. Stinking bugs. What is your carry capacity? Stack size is 50. Oh, but I guess artillery's stack size is 1, right? So you can only carry 1 artillery at a time. If that's the case, that's kind of lame. Where were you guys going? Oh, repairs. Aquilo cargo hauler entities destroyed. What? What hit us? "19 entities. I don't know, they look pretty repaired to me. Okay. Okay. Railgun ammo is going back up. It will be able to return. It just needs to replenish. which is going to take a hot minute. Not having that turret is kind of annoying. I should have picked up extra turrets. So at our next stop, let's make sure we've got gun turrets, rocket turrets, rail guns, lasers. As backups. Rocket capacity is 1. Okay. Okay, where are you at? You're at Filgora. Okay, so I guess with that success under our belt, the only thing kind of left to do is do a base tour. How do you end Factorio playthroughs? I'm not even sure. It's a little hard to... There is no end, that's true. Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, like I said, I think the next step for this base would be to... we could make nukes and blow everything up. Avinevi is correct. The next step for this playthrough would be to move towards a mega base and, you know, set a target of like 1,000 science a second or whatever that looks like. Not 1,000 per second, 1,000 science per minute. Probably be the first major goal. And well, yeah, and Promethean science. I think that would be part of it, right? I think working out how to do this science here, this last one, and the Promethean science pack, and things like upgrading to the bio labs and stuff like that, right? Like, I think to me that would be all part of moving into mega base land, because then we're starting to look at optimizing science at thousands per minute rather than hundreds, you know. But there's just, you know, there's so many things that you would do differently and do better. You know, if you were going to start it all again. They say a win condition was to explore quality and build a casino on Fulgura. Yeah, totally. I can see how that would work. Yeah. I think I need to watch some tutorials on quality, because I don't understand it. I mean, I've set up a really basic like upcycling system and we're just not getting quantities that are worth it. Like, I'm not getting any backlog of steel. And okay, these are not fully upgraded yet. I'm still trying to, I guess I can upgrade some more now. Oh, I can upgrade a lot actually. I don't know if I'm gonna have quite enough for that. Yeah, just short. But like, I don't know, it's just, I feel like I'm missing something important. Oh no, there was enough for that. In terms of how quality's meant to work, right? Although I am starting to get some. Yeah, we're definitely starting to get some. But not enough that, like I said, it quite gets there, right? So 8 more. Whoop. So these are now plus 31% quality. That's not bad. A 1 in 3 chance of getting a higher tier. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and now that but that's the thing, like I've been running this for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours just to get this far. I don't know. It has definitely been an interesting one. Anyway, let's give the world a quick tour. We'll kind of show off what we've built and how we got here and each of the planets in the order that we visited them. And yeah, I guess that'll be it. But we do have a very basic train network running to some quickly depleting outposts, although some of these we have upgraded to the big mining drills. Some of them we did not. And we may take this base and, you know, mega base it in the future. So I'm not too stressed about any of this. We have a lot of resources, even still within our perimeter. You know, there's 8 million uranium down there. You know, we still have 8 million uranium, but you know, it's like, it's fine. Yeah. We do, yeah, so we do have our train network. I don't, again, like, I tried to play with some of the train priority stuff and I just didn't quite wrap my head around that. To me, it didn't make sense in that it wasn't prioritizing the closest train for drop-off and stuff. But we ended up setting up interrupt stations, and that seemed to work okay. It's not as convenient, but basically, if the drop-off point is full, it waits here. So at least then maybe these come in next. But we only did iron and copper and coal. Everything else we kind of just belted in. Yeah, see that seemed to work there. We've had multiple arrays of smelters, but we've ended up with some foundries and beacons, This seems to have worked relatively well. We've got melters at the top and then casting into plates at the bottom. We've got 2 rows of iron, 2 rows of copper, and 2 half rows of steel. We're also doing where we don't have any lights, because why would we put down lights? We're also doing low density structures with copper and iron. We've just got a half copper, half iron set up here. Running low density structures. I don't know if that's necessarily faster. I feel like it is. And that's given me a double belt of low density structures that I basically send down here into sending off more spaceships, more rockets. Our bus went in both directions, which you should never do. But you know, it is what it is. We've got our iron, our copper, and our steel coming in. And this is kind of where it's split in both directions. The iron goes in both ways. The copper goes in both ways. The steel is one in each direction. We've got a kind of very ad hoc mall over here. The first bit was organized, and then it was just place and add and do it all by a bot. I think in the future, I would like to try this again, but without the bots, to mostly have it all belt fed for resources. Obviously some stuff is easier with the bots, but I think again, like maybe mini malls. You have your main mall and then have like additional malls for like player armor and upgrades and stuff, right? So I think we could do that better. We do have we were even trying to do some upcycling here. That clearly didn't work. Let's move on from that. We do have some things like artillery that are reliant on tungsten plates and stuff that we have to ship in. I think for the future, good also going to ship in. That's true as well. Yeah. I think for the future, I need to work out a really lean ship that can speed between places, right? And have lots of them. And I think now that we've got access to the fusion reactors, this guy, I think we could do a much leaner ship because for internal, like the main planets, we could just use lasers, right? The lasers will take out everything. Oh yeah, we're restocking here, folks. We're restocking. Did I up this to 1,000? I didn't. Let's up this to 1,000. I know it's going to take up more space, but just because I changed those turrets on the front to be everything. But yeah, for our local transport, I think between the fusion cannon, or the fusion reactor, and lasers, we could make much leaner rocket ships that really only need to collect. Well, I guess I still have to collect everything for the fuel, eh? Yeah. but I think they could still be a lot leaner. We could trash a lot more stuff and it'd be a lot more efficient. But yeah, so things like this where I'm not keeping up with tungsten plate, like we could have multiple ships like tag teaming backwards and forwards, collecting resources. We ended up moving all of our circuits down here. They were up here in the close to the bus, but then we ran out of room because we hit stuff down here. So I just extended the belts. All these belts just go down. And then we put them down here. So these are all running the electromagnetic plants. So you get the built-in productivity as well as the extra productivity plus our beacons. So, you know, not as fast as they could be, but definitely faster than they were. And we're pretty much backed up on everything. But again, we're not really using a whole lot. We do have some backup power here using the heating towers. Again, probably not the most efficient way of doing this, but for our needs, it's worked well. And we've just set this up with a latch, which basically says if this is less than like 80%, yeah, if this accumulator is less than 80% full, connect it so that they will use and generate power. Our main power supply, if we go up here, is coming off this uranium field. So we're making uranium fuel, which is also fueling a number of our rockets, which is why we have a whole buttload of it here. But we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 reactors running with a butt ton of heaters and a butt ton of turbines. I think that ratio is correct if we did all the math right. Producing 2.4 gigawatts of power at present. So that's our main power supply. We did have more boiler-based stuff earlier in the playthrough, but that's all been replaced as we went through. We've got our terrible rocket launch set up here. This is something that I would want to do properly next time. Because here we're kind of doing split belts and etc, etc, etc. I would set up a different system that, you know, better supplies probably 4 times as many, if not more, rockets, so that they can, like, even these. So these rockets are sending ammunition up to these express because they don't make enough ammo to cover protecting themselves backwards and forwards. So again, that's where I think lasers would work really, really well there. And it would also save us a whole lot of rocket ships, right? So yeah, so I'd like to do that a lot better. We also tried making rocket fuel locally with the bio chambers, but again, like I have a problem with keeping up with nutrients. So yeah, I'm not sure what the best approach is there. Yeah. Future us's problem, I guess. We'll work out something one day. Because yeah, like I said, you can't, the fish, oh yeah, we're polluted again. We weren't polluted last week. The fish ratios don't work out to be positive at making enough nutrient, right? So, well, they are positive, but like by the tiniest smidgen amount. We only did really basic oil cracking. There is enough here that it works. That about sums it up. We are using the advanced cracking, but yeah, it's again, like, this is stuff we could do differently now. Because when I set this up as well, I forgot that the so like you can now do this, which I forgot you could do. So before you could rotate, right? But now I can flip the inputs, which I couldn't do before. So you could make this much more compact. So, oops. So yeah, I guess that's something else to consider for the future is slightly different layouts. Also, plastic on one belt was not enough. I really needed 2 belts of plastic. We didn't bring green belts here to Narvis either. That was in part because of the order of which we did the planets, because you know we did them in the order that chat voted for. But it did mean that we didn't get green belts until the end of our playthrough, so we just didn't use them. In terms of science, I wasn't smart with my science. I built enough red science to use the full amount from the assembly machine, and then I just tried to keep up with that as we went. So that's why some of these are rather large, but you know, red and green science in the start here. We got military science and what is the blue one? Chemical science. I don't know why chemical science uses engines. I'm not quite sure, right? I don't know what the connection is there, but whatevskis. And then it went into... What do we got here? No, that's all still chemical science. More engines again. Where's the output for these engines? Oh, into there, yeah. And then into motors, right. Yes. Or, yes. Yes. Energies and pumps? Yeah, but for chemical science, I don't know. I would have done like sulfur and plastic and I don't know. It just it feels weird to me. Batteries, machine frames, all that going into the utility science, and then we've got purple science for production over here. We do have some. Well, we did have our basic. What's his name? Productivity and speed and efficiency modules over here. I think they're now over here somewhere. I can't remember where they ended up. I feel like they ended up somewhere on oh, here they are. Yeah, they're being done with electromagnetic plants now. So we've got the tier 3 efficiency. We got tier 3 quality on Fulgora, but we didn't get to tier 3 on the speed or productivity because they use resources we didn't end up making, or at least didn't end up shipping. Other than that, there's a couple of minor outposts, you know, some more resources. Got some oil patches that, you know, still aren't quite dry yet, despite bestest efforts. All of our oil patches still have resources in them, only just. And then we have the perimeter wall, which is basically overkill of flamethrowers and laser turrets. Which kind of cordons off as many bottlenecks as we could around the base. And then down the bottom and across that big ass gap there. And down here, I mean, like, ideally, we'd probably cut through here and bottleneck there or something. I don't think this connects here. Pretty sure that you can't walk over that. But, you know, at the time, this was what made sense. This is where we'd pushed out to, and it was way more land than we needed. Burn, burn, biters, burn. Oh man, it's really slow at the getting the artillery. Yeah, anyway, it's fine. But yeah, so that's kind of the Nava space. Then the next place that chat voted for was Gleba, which we did okay. You know, the first episode was kind of learning the shenanigans. And then our second episode, we kind of found our feet and got underway. I think it was the third episode on Gleba that we kind of set up properly. But we did have to use a lot of power here, a lot of solar to get started. Because collecting, there's no coal, right? There's no burnable resource out of the gate. You do get to it, but you know, it took a little while. And all of this, you know, we should really update to kind of this model. These are, at least I think, I feel these are more efficient to run these than it is to run these ones. And obviously the better turbines produce more power and stuff. So we did find that during the night, the solar panel, even with all the accumulators, we couldn't keep up. So there's a decent chunk of steam power produced here, but that doesn't produce pollution on Gleba. Gleba is all about spores and how farming spreads this kind of spore cloud. So we have kind of a central bot-based nightmare in the middle here. We have our basic ore growing. So we're growing iron bacteria and copper bacteria, which then get turned into copper and iron plates accordingly. We also have steel production on site here. So for this planet, even though we don't have like a full mall, we do have like most of the things that we need to be able to craft are craftable here. Because we've got access to iron, copper, and steel. And stones. We do have stones here. But most of the shenanigans here went into working out how to farm. And we've got away with like 2 of each farming patch. Although now we've unlocked the technology that we could farm all this area now. We didn't back then. You had to be on this bright green stuff. Like I could plant here, but I can't plant here kind of thing. Or even I can plant here, but I don't fully understand. But we came up with this little kind of circuit-based shenanigans that would feed itself and would work. But basically the fruit gets turned into mash for this one. And then on the other one in the north, this fruit gets turned into jelly. And then both of those get combined together to make this bioflux stuff. And that's kind of the most efficient fuel source here, for turning into nutrients to feed the bioreactors, and you can turn stuff into carbon, and you can convert the jelly into lubricant, and where's the sulfur coming from? Oh, we get sulfur. Where do we get sulfur from? Sulfur comes from the bioflux with the spoiled stuff. So yeah, there's lots of ways of making things here. Without the bots, this would have been a nightmare, but I've seen some really cool belt-based Gleba bases. So I'd love to try that in the future. Because yeah, this feels really gross with all the bots going everywhere. It's just really gross and disorganized. This is kind of like our main science hub, and it produces a fair amount of science. Science is stable for, I mean, what, 45 minutes, an hour almost, once you've crafted it. So it's okay to have excess science. I mean, like here you can see we've got way excess. Because once it goes bad, it just gets recycled into nutrients anyway. So the trick here was keeping enough eggs in stock without them spoiling. Because if the pentapod eggs spoil, they turn into the mobs. The other thing is all of these only harvest when we need to harvest them to kind of keep the spore cloud down. It's a little hard to see now, but there is a whole lot of rocket launchers and laser turrets to defend against our neighbors. They like to come sniffing every now and then. I have been surprised how little they attacked this planet. I think I've only had like 3 attacks, and almost all of them were... Was all 3 were up here? I think all 3 were up here. They came in. There was a base up here or something in the end somewhere. But they would just come in and just like the stompers would just run straight over my little rocket silos here, and yeah, melt them. But we do have a Spidertron here, you know, that's fully decked out with rockets and stuff, so I can go help and chase down and stuff, even if I'm not on planet. But yeah, now that we've got access to all the better planting grids, you know, we get super efficient here and convert it all to belts and stuff. But maybe that's part of the future. Maybe that's part of the future. But yeah, so Gleba was the first planet we went to. Then the second planet they voted for was Fulgora. Now Fulgora, we started here on this planet, on this island that had 1 lightning tower and no scrap. Now the thing with Fulgora is this lightning. At night, whenever... That's a lot of damaged walls. Will you stop with the breaking things? It's very rude. I'm talking to my friends. Well, Fulgora's real dark right now. But this is the thing with Fulgora. There's these oceans of oil, and every night there is a lightning storm. And the days are only 3 minutes long? Or a minute or 5 minutes? I don't know. They're like super short. So you have to protect yourself with these lightning collectors. And that's the only way of making power at first as well, is with these lightning collectors. So you can see I've ringed this island and this island in lightning collectors, and we're using accumulators to store all that power during the day. Now, because of the distance between islands as well, you can't connect your robot networks. Like this robot network is separate from this robot network, and I can't get power. Doesn't run along the train tracks or anything, so I can't drag power across there. Again, at this point we have unlocked the technology to do that. I can now build out in this oil, but we couldn't do that before. We couldn't, like, the only thing that can cross this area is the rail supports. The Spidertron and the engineer obviously can run across them, but you run the risk of lightning attacks and stuff, so you got to be careful. Oh wow, I didn't ever put I never put the big diggers here. But this planet is all about collecting the remains of a lost civilization, and you do that in the form of scrap. So we collect this scrap, And at first we did everything on this little island here, but this is not enough room. Not enough room. So we came over here and we unload all of our scrap, and it goes into these guys, into recyclers, and they convert the scrap into, I think it's 18 different random items. You can see here they all pick up their slot based on percentage of how often they get output and stuff. But the result is this sushi belt of garbage that you see running off there. We've gone through a couple of different iterations, but this has worked probably the best. So it goes into belts, and then any overflow then goes back into recycling and stuff. But as a general, I've got like, these are all set up to say like, if you've got more than a certain number of resource, start recycling it. That's why there are bots going freaking crazy. But this was, yeah, this also introduced the concept of recycling. So you break down scrap for things. You can then break down, say, blue circuits get broken down into red and green circuits with percentage chance and stuff. All the batteries get broken down into different components, etc., etc. And then you can use that to kind of build from there. This is again another planet where you get access to most things. So here we've got a pretty compact bot mall, which is producing most of the things we need here. There are some special things on this planet though. We've got some extra power for during the day because we've got so many bots. There's a lot of charging going on. But we do have a couple of electromagnetic plants producing superconductors and supercapacitors. Both of those are used in various crafts. And then we're turning stone and heavy oil and aluminum solution, which the aluminum solution is stone and aluminum ore, which you melt down from scrap. It's one of the items. It's the 1% item that shows up in the bottom corner there. But you melt down the aluminum solution, that gets turned into electrolyte for science, and it also gets turned into plates for a lot of things. As many things use the plates. But this is all the science we ended up using for this. Just these two little dudes here. This is more than enough for what we need. And the rate that we pick it up and ship it off. So yeah, this has been fun. This is where we kind of been experimenting with upgrading. See, we haven't got any more legendaries since we came before. That's wild. A lot of accumulators. A lot of accumulators. This is not the most efficient way to make power. It's not the worst, but here we also don't have access to water, right? So we've got to make water. So we're converting the ice that we get from recycling into water. That's another thing you got to consider. It's a little bit messy, but it works. It works. But that was Factorio. Factorio was relatively straightforward, and we still have. I mean, we don't have a lot. Oh, do we have much at all, actually? Oh yeah, no, we've still got 46 million scrap there. We're fine. Jeez. Because it also includes that patch. Oh, interesting. That is a weird split patch. I guess they're connected enough. But we haven't needed to expand to any of the other islands. There are some other big islands. I didn't get the biggest islands. This one's pretty big. That one's pretty big as well. But yeah, where we ended up was big enough for what we needed, and it's basically just shipping superconductors, holmium. Oh, why is that word so hard to say? And science off to different places. And then finally, chat, let us go to Vulcanus, which, you know, is probably the first planet you're meant to go to. But here on Vulcanus, we have pushed back most of the giant worms. But these red territories, they were right up on our grill. And each one of these has a giant worm that patrols the territory and doesn't like it if you get too close. Although apparently I can get to here. There was a territory that was like right here, and he didn't care about that. So that's good because I needed the tungsten. But on this planet we convert lava, which we pump straight out of the volcano. We pump lava and we essentially distill it into copper and iron. And we also mine this calcite stuff, and then through a combination of mixing sulfur that we're pumping out of the ground, calcite and iron and copper, we get access to basically everything we need on this planet as well. Again, we've got kind of a mini bot mall here. It's a little bit smaller than the other one, but there's a couple of key items here. This is the only place you can make the green belts. I mean, you can make them elsewhere, but you need the tungsten plates to craft them. So this is where we're making those. Tungsten plates come from, like I said, tungsten. We've got some big old miners mine out the tungsten. Tungsten then needs to be mixed with molten iron to make tungsten plates. So doing a whole bunch of that. And it also needs to be mixed with carbon and sulfuric acid to make tungsten carbide. So those are the two tungsten products. This was also the first planet with the foundries. So it allows us to do the liquid pouring. So steel, copper, gears and stuff. All this is just poured straight from molten iron, which is good. We've got artillery here. That was a terrible idea. Artillery does not do enough damage to take out the large worms. Don't try that at home, kids. We could do circuits here because obviously we get plenty of materials for making green circuits, and we have plenty of oil for making copper, for making plastic. Where do we get the oil from? Oh, that's right. We get coal, calcite, and sulfuric acid to make heavy oil. We must be mining the coal. Oh yeah, the coal's, yeah, we're mining coal on this planet as well. So this planet is pretty self-sufficient as well. And the sulfuric acid is what I'm using to make power. I know that sounds weird, but there is sulfuric acid and calcite make steam, and then the steam can be, you know, converted directly to power. So that's been our main power source here, is these giant bays of calcite and sulfuric acid conversion. Other than that, yeah, the tungsten carbide and the tungsten plates, get shipped off to other planets for use, and then we have science here in the middle, which uses both the tungsten carbide and the tungsten plate and some molten copper to make science. It's very quick. Certainly no shortage of that there. We still have access to a lot of calcite here. We still have access to a lot of copper. More, there's heaps of calcite, heaps of tungsten. So we could definitely expand here. 64,000% sulfuric acid. Yeah, that'll be fine. It's 50,000 there. The one we're on still has over 11,000%, so we are good there. Also, this is the planet where you get cliff explosives. So we didn't have cliff explosives until the end game. So that's the whole thing. But this was also our third planet, so we were pretty adept at working out what we needed by the time we got here. Then we went to Aquilo. A couple of things with Aquilo. Needed a bit better ship. This was the first time we needed to have rockets to travel. The rockets are unlocked on Gleba. So you unlock the here you unlock this stuff, the carbon fiber on Gleba, and that is required for crafting rocket launchers, or the turrets at least. So you do need rockets to get to Aquilo. And when you get to Aquilo, you can't do anything. So you bring everything. When you're going to Aquilo, bring everything. It took us 4 attempts to get established on Aquilo. Between the heating mechanic and not being able to craft anything, not being able to, like, there's no raw resources here. The only resources are pumping out of the ocean to make water and ammonia. And then there are a number of pumpable resources. So we got lithium brine and fluorine. Other than that, there isn't anything else on this dang island. Oh, and oil. So yes, you have to bring enough to keep your machines warm to get them running. That's on top of all the machines you've got to bring. And then you've got to power it all, which, let me tell you, these cryogenic plants use a heck of a lot of power. A heck of a lot of power. Does it tell me? It's off the screen. It doesn't say. Consumes electricity. Yes, it does. There we go. 8.7 megawatts. And that's not even an overclocked one. This one down here is 15.3 megawatts for one machine. So yeah, so it was definitely a balancing act, and I thought it was going to defeat me there for a little bit, but then someone kindly reminded me about efficiency modules. That made a huge difference. We could actually generate enough water then to run boilers. That was one of our biggest struggles, is generating enough water to run boilers. So we started off with just, well, in our final attempt, we have this little double boiler set up here that just uses solid fuel. The solid fuel runs off of water and, solid fuel runs off the crude oil and the ammonia. So the crude oil we're pumping and the ammonia we're converting by splitting the ammonia solution into ammonia and ice. You make more ice than you need, at least at first. So, you know, you got to make ice platforms as a way to kind of recycle your ice. And then you may even have to recycle the ice platforms. But once was our third attempt, we got this little core up and running and stable, and it worked great. And then we were able to, we'd already brought the nuclear reactor here because we figured that was going to be the easiest way. We still have to bring fuel from the overworld, from Narvis, sorry. I bring 50 at a time, so they last a long time. I've got it all set up with circuits so it doesn't burn more than it needs to and such. But that's running. The heat network for the boilers only keeps the reactor running. The other heat network is completely separate from the boiler network. Otherwise, the heat dissipates too much and you don't get enough heat for your turbines. At least that's what I found, and this is what worked for me. We do have little micro heaters all throughout the base that are all running on rocket fuel, and again, they're all circuit bound, so they only burn when they need to and such. But once we had our power sorted, then we scaled up. So significantly more ice production, significantly more solid fuel production. That turned into sorry, what am I saying? Ice production, this is water, solid fuel, and then solid fuel turned into rocket fuel. The only way to get rockets off this planet is to bring in the resources to make the rockets. I can make the rocket fuel locally, but low density structures and processing units, I can't. So you've got to bring them with you. So just a hot tip. So I have here return rockets. So I have it set to 4 return rockets worth. It keeps in stock at all times. So whenever a ship comes by, it will request those parts, so they're in stock here. But yeah, once we had rocket fuel running, then we decided to play with the sciences. So you've got to convert the lithium brine into lithium. That requires holmium plates from Fulgora, so you've got to ship those in. Then you've got to convert, you got to craft this fluoroketone. That's all local, but that does require the fluorine, and it does require the lithium. So you can make the hot stuff. Then you cool it down because you need the cool stuff. And then the cool stuff can be used along with lithium plates, which you get from smelting this lithium stuff, to make the science, which then also returns hot fluoroketones, which you have to cool down again. So we only have 3 science working here, but it's more than enough. At least we found it to be enough. There are a couple of other components that you do craft here on Aquilo, or at least with the Aquilo stuff. The quantum processors, these require the fluoroketone in the cold format, and they require lithium plates, but they also require carbon fiber from Gleba, superconductors from Fulgora, along with the holmium, and tungsten carbide from Vulcanus. So, and then processing it from wherever. I think I'm pulling that in from same place superconductors are coming from. But yeah, so those get crafted here, and those go into crafting railguns and fusion reactors and their relative components. The other thing that you can make here is the fusion power cells. Again, something that needs holmium plates. So yeah, this is why. Now, obviously the ship that runs out here needs to be heftier. We've got quite a hefty ship that runs out here, but again, now that we've got access to the fusion reactor, we should probably replace this uranium reactor with something that isn't so water reliant. And then we could probably adjust some of this, or maybe not. But yeah, Aquilo definitely took a little bit more work to wrap our head around. And this one as well is like super spread out. Like I've got fluorine here. I've got some lithium brine down here with some more fluorine. But so this one's got like 3.3 million. Whereas that one's got percentage. I'm confused. More fluorine there. I've got crude oil there and up there. But like, the only way to get between these planets is to fly, or you can, obviously, you can place down. You can place down walkways, I guess, on this planet. But I don't know if the... Like, can I just keep putting walkways forever? Or do I need to have... There is a technology on this planet that lets you... This one here, the foundations can be placed on lava, oil, oceans, and most water. Oh, right. Right. I can use the ice platforms because it's a cold planet. But for anywhere else, I'd need to use those foundations. Yes, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, so to get out to here, like even to explore, like I can't explore with the Spidertron unless I was creating walkways. So that's just, it's a little tedious. But I mean, we've got what we need here and we seem to make enough science. So that's all well and good. And then yeah, our rocket ships, you've seen this one a couple of times today. It's kind of got a bit of a resource recycling hub in the middle with lots of storage. You can see here we've just arrived. We've just arrived at Aquilo and it's sent down all of its supplies. We're using foundries to produce the iron and copper. We're producing rockets and ammunition and explosives locally, and this one is running on a nuclear reactor. This was our first attempt at getting to Aquilo. It's a much bigger beast. It didn't have nearly as much storage, and it's pretty overkill on the weaponry. In that the weapons go all the way down the side and all the way across the top, and we've got like 4 times the number of rocket and ammunition producers. So yeah, so those ratios are well and truly off. There's also a different approach to the resource recycling. This takes up a lot more room and is more inclined to jam than the other option. Than what we've come up here. This is much more compact. And assuming that I've set all the circuits right, it doesn't jam. This one had a couple of iterations before we got it working. Big water supply down the middle crafted. Again, this runs on a nuclear reactor. Look, we've even got turrets and stuff across the back here. I really overkilled the the protection here because our first attempt to go to Aquilo, our ship was destroyed. So yeah, so that was that one. We do have Avi Navy's vacuum dungeon of Celestial Doom. This makes our space science. This is our first little space platform running on solar panels and a couple of accumulators, and it just collects resources and makes science. And then when that science is ready, it ships it on down. This is our second. It's kind of jank, but it's beautifully, wonderfully supplied me with space science this whole playthrough. So I like it. The Calcite Express. This was our first rocket ship. That was meant to go between planets. Is this our, yeah, this is our first one that goes between planets. This is using just normal ammo and a weird kind of split loop recycling system to collect and filter, and only single electric furnaces and stuff. Water production for making fuel and accumulators. There's no reactors or anything on this. It's not leaving the main part of the solar system, so it can run on the solar panels well enough. But this is kind of janky. We did upgrade that to this. We kind of rebuilt that one into this. It's again kind of got a bit overkill in terms of the ammo production, but it was a lot better than what this guy was doing. And this is kind of what we use for most of our between planet travel for most of the game. Again, it's probably a bit overkill on gun turrets. No reactor, it's just running fuel and solar panels. And seems to do okay. We do have an accumulator. So there is when it goes back to Narvis, it just makes sure that everything's back to full power before it ships off again, because sometimes you don't get as much power at some of the planets as others. But yeah, that was pretty good, and we basically got 3 of these. Just running around. And then yeah, our big guy that we crafted, well, we worked on over the last couple of episodes. The difference here being additional railguns. Again, that tighter core in the middle for our recycling, which I think we've now got set up right. And then this also has the fusion reactor, and it has the railgun ammo production, which required additional explosive production as well. Speaking of which, is that now all stabilized? Yeah, okay, that's all good now. This would be ready to come home. I mean, technically you could go out further, because there is still one more stop out here. Solar power and so 1%. That is a 4 million kilometers? 4 million kilometers? Yeah, 4 million kilometers. This one was 100,000. Yeah, this one's 100,000, and most of these are 30. That's 30 out to Aquilo, and all these internal ones are 15. Yeah. Whereas this bad boy is 4 million. I'm not going to, but there are achievements that we did get. So in our single playthrough, we earned 63 out of the 88 achievements, which is not bad. And there's some of these we can still do. They're not like locked out to us. Like we're gonna get hit by a train, for example. You know, get hit by a train. There's, for every 10,000 kilometers, 10,000, 30,000, 60,000. Oh, it only goes to 60,000? Oh, it doesn't even give you one when you get out to the end? Man, they don't expect you to travel past 60,000 kilometers towards the Shattered Planet. It's a little gross. I mean, technically we could still do those as well. But yeah, these ones are all still open. Haven't quite made enough circuits. Promethean Science, Steamroll, that we could still do. We could still do those two. We could still do that one. Haven't found a big demolisher. I haven't upgraded my armor. Eat a legendary fish. Oh, okay. So yeah, so there are still some achievements that we haven't done, and there's some that would require a new playthrough. Like Lazy Bastard, you've got to manually craft no more than 111 items. Which is not impossible, but it requires a bit of planning. And then things like getting trains within 90 minutes, launching a rocket within 15 hours or within 8 hours. I don't know how you meant to finish the game within 100 hours. Oh, I guess we did 160 hours. Oh yeah, no, you know, I think if I was playing this through a second time, I could do it in 100 hours. 40 hours would require planning. I think if we were doing just a second run through, 100 hours would be doable. 40 would require work. Speedrunner do all achievements in 26 to 70 to 27 hours. I don't know if you can anymore because of this one. Destroy your first enemy structure using artillery. to do this and all the other achievements, I think that would be hard. They can? I mean, that's a lot of planning. Because you don't unlock artillery until... Where was artillery? I guess artillery, is Vulcanus. Yeah. You did that achievement? Oh, yeah. I mean, you could definitely do that achievement, but doing that achievement and all the others. Like if you were doing everything in one run, I think that would be really hard. Especially in 26 to 27 hours. It's crazy. But I have to admit, I haven't watched any speedruns since the expansion. But I'm still happy with this. I'm happy with this playthrough, and I learned a lot, and that was the whole point. Was to have fun and learn all the new mechanics, and I think we achieved great things here. I don't know that like I said, I don't know that I want to. I don't know if I want to stream converting this into a mega base, or if I want to start a new map and try again, or like kind of what I want to do. I'm gonna have to think about that. But that is gonna be the end of our Factorio playthrough. Next week, next Friday, I am going to be starting. Oops, that was the wrong button. Nope, that was not what I wanted either. Next week, I'm going to be starting Core Keeper, which is how do I describe Core Keeper? It's like how do I describe Core Keeper? It's like Stardew Valley in a cave with Terraria style progression. Right? Where you got to beat a world boss to gain access to resources, to go beat another world boss to get access to more resources and kind of unlock all the stuff and do all the research and all those kind of shenanigans. It looks kind of fun. I've been meaning to play it for forever now, and it has been put off for the longest time. What science are we currently doing? None, because we're waiting for electromagnetic. Why do we not have electromagnetic? Because you're coming from... Oh, you're on your way. No. Electromagnetic. No, that is electric. No, that's metallurgic. Electro. Fulgora. Where? Not enough to fill one rocket. Why do we not have enough science to... Oh, Fulgora. Have I been doing too much science and now you can't keep up? Oh, I don't have accumulators. Oh my goodness. I stopped making accumulators, folks, when we tore down everything here. Oh, that is just too funny. Oh my lordy. Hold up. Hold up. You, sir, make accumulators. That is sad. Not really, kind of, maybe. Too funny. Oh, hey, look, we can make science again. That was amongst all of the shenanigans that were in here when I put it all out. I had forgotten that we were making. Oh well, it's fine. Go back to making science. But yeah, folks, I think that's what we're gonna call it for today. I know it's a little early. But we've achieved all the things. Oh, you've played some Core Keeper as well, Cards? Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to digging in. It looks cute, and it looks fun, and it looks interesting. It looks a little different than what we've played. I don't know if I'm gonna play it single player or multiplayer or what. I'll work that out this week. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it. Let's see if there's anybody. Doesn't look like there's any pack members streaming. Oh, hang on. Fish is still streaming? Raid channel. No. Never mind. Who I'm following? Yes. It looks like High Speed is doing a speed run. .2.0 not space age. Any percent speed run. Goal is to launch first rocket. Okay. Yeah, I'll send you over there. Folks, I'm going to call it a night. Go say hi to High Speed. They've rated us before. They're very smart Factorio person. Very smart. Like, looking at their builds, mind-blowing. Their space platforms, amazing. But for now, that's what I'm gonna call it. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 AM with some Greg Tech and All the Months 9. But for now, I'm gonna love you. Catch you all next time. Say hi to High Speed for me. Bye!